Hello everyone, I'm Sharpedo43 once again bringing you all my second Wi-Fi match for Pokemon Sword Shield. It's technically the first one of the year, but this is my second one overall. It's been a while too, honestly, so I guess you can say it's like the first time in a while that I showcase another Wi-Fi match for Sword and Shield. But yeah, it's because like I said before, I wasn't really feeling the Wi-Fi matches in Sword and Shield, but I guess I decided after doing a lot of Wi-Fi matches in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and doing the the GLA with a lot of showdown matches, like I kind of just started to kind of like maybe like I was starting to kind of get a little motivated to do at least a few Wi-Fi matches for Sword and Shield, just to kind of have like the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon Wi-Fi matches, and then the Sword and Shield Wi-Fi matches and the showdown matches. Like I kind of wanted to look like the jack of all trades or something like that. I don't know how to lay it out, honestly. But anyway, so yeah, this match is actually going to be against Xavier, and it was supposed to be an OU match, but he kind of gave me the option as to whether or not I wanted to include Dynamax and G-Maxing, but yeah, I kind of decided why not, because I kind of wanted to get a taste of the Dynamaxing feature in Wi-Fi matches, honestly. I didn't get that opportunity earlier because I wasn't actually really doing Wi-Fi matches at the time. I was actually way too preoccupied with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon leagues that I kind of just didn't bother with Sword and Shield. It didn't look that interesting to me, honestly. That's why I just didn't bother. But here, since he gave me the option, I just figured, why not? I would like to get a taste of the Dynamaxing aspects in this match. But yeah, so obviously Xavier's a guy that I've actually played before. I've actually played him in a couple times in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. This is going to be the first time we play in Sword and Shield. So yeah, and this is the team that we're going to use, obviously. It's the same one that I used against Chad in the first match. The reason why I'm using it here is just because I actually wanted to see if I can actually use more of the team members, because I think the only ones that stood out the most in the last battle with Chad was Inteleon and Corviknight. But I want to see if more mons can actually put in work here, honestly. That way they can like stand out, honestly. But if the same thing repeats itself, then this is probably the last time I use this team. I don't know. But yeah, so here this match is also going to be a level 100, I believe, too, honestly. Yeah, it's going to be a level 100. Unlike the match with Chad, because the match with Chad, I think we said is level 50. But in this one, it's going to be level 100, too. That's another difference. So, yeah. As you can see, this is his team. He has a lot of familiar mons, honestly. With the exception being Flapple, obviously, because that's a Generation 8 mon, obviously. Not sure how I'm going to make this team work, honestly, because a lot of my team actually has a lot of new faces, actually. In fact, I can confidently say that at least over 80% of my team is actually, brand new. Because the only familiar face here is Haxorus, but everything else is completely Generation 8. That's kind of the thing I like about this team, is that I was able to make this team from my in-game team viable, I guess you could say, for this match, I guess. I don't know, something like that. But yeah. Anyway, so here I think I lead with Runerigus. I was thinking of what I should lead, because I didn't really know what he might want to lead. I mean, Galvantula isn't obviously, but some people try to mix it up at times to, throw me off and make me think that he's going to lead off with Galvantula, but really they don't. So, yeah. But I think ultimately I just decided Runerigus would be the way, honestly. Since, I don't know, I figure I didn't lose much doing so. Plus, if there's a positive matchup, maybe I can just get some hazards up as well. But, yeah. So this is going to be our second match, as you can see. These cards still look pretty good, obviously. So, yeah. I believe he is, in fact, going to lead off with the Galvantula. Yeah, he's going to lead off with Galvantula. I lead with Runerigus. I believe what I do here is actually go for the Earthquake. Because I was initially going to go for Rocks right out of the gate, but I think punishing him for getting the webs up in the first place is a much better idea. That way I have damage on this thing. And not to mention I break its sash instantly as well, if this so happens to be focus sashed. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're basically just going to go for the Earthquake here. He's going to go for the immediate Sticky Webs, which is just crazy. So, yeah. I'm going to get my damage here with the Earthquake. And then I think after this, I believe I set up a layer of Toxic Spikes. Particularly because most of his team is not necessarily grounded, honestly, or airborne. The only one is Charizard, but again, the majority of his team is actually grounded, so it's gonna take a lot of Toxic Spikes. Oh, and another thing is he doesn't have a poison type on his team, so no immunities to poison either, and no ability to remove the Toxic Spikes. So unless he has Defog or Rapid Spin, which his team doesn't really look like it carries it, honestly. or could carry any hazard removal. So these Toxic Spikes would be here to stay. So I figured this would be the best thing we can go for, honestly. In retrospect, probably the rocks were better. I don't know. But I set up Toxic Spikes first anyway, so what are you going to do? It's probably good for my Lodic, honestly, because my Lodic, you know, it can take rocks damage, but because it doesn't rack up over time, it can just recover it off every time. So maybe Toxic Spikes was fine, honestly. I don't know. But yeah, either way, I'm going to switch into the Eldegoss here, honestly, because what I wanted to do was actually get the rapid spin off so I can get these sticky webs off, honestly, because I don't want to be switching around numerous times while there's sticky webs around, because I'm pretty convinced that's what my opponent wants, honestly. Here, this my Lodic is going to go for Scald, and it's going to get the burn, unfortunately, because that's my luck sometimes. But here, I believe I try to go for the Leech Seed, so that I can actually, you know, get some HP back while I go for Rapid Spin. Unfortunately for me, though, he's going to go for the Ice Beam, because he has it. So that's unfortunate. Like, he reveals Ice Beam to me. Does a lot of damage. I can take one more, I think. But I actually am gonna miss this Leech Seed, which kind of reduces my chances of taking the Ice Beam. But I still think I can, honestly. Like, it's just gonna leave me very, very weakened afterwards. Now here, because I missed that Leech Seed, I was kind of considering switching out. But I was starting to wonder if that was even a good idea, obviously. After all, the sticky webs are still there, obviously. And I feel like this miss is just gonna force me to want to switch out, honestly. But ultimately, I decided not to do that and just decided to go for the Rapid Spin. And if I lose Eldegoss, then I'll just lose it. But I just really wanted to get these sticky webs off, because I don't want this guy to take advantage of the fact that I couldn't Rapid Spin earlier, honestly. All because I wanted to get that Leech Seed off, which is, yeah, it's pretty lame that I couldn't actually, you know, take this thing out, obviously. So, yeah. But anyways, we're going to get more leftovers here, obviously. But it's going to be negated by the burn, obviously. I think that's the annoying thing about the burn status, is that it negates the leftovers. But yeah, what I want to do now here is actually switch into Inteleon, so I can maybe force this Milotic out and start taking the Toxic Spikes damage. He's going to go for another Ice Beam, which is fine with me, honestly. I resist it. Although I don't think I take it very well here, as you can see. It does like almost a quarter, honestly, which is kind of a lot for a resisted hit. And on top of that, he's going to get the freeze, which is actually really, really obnoxious, because I'm not going to be able to do anything for at least a good 2 turns or something. So, yeah, I'm going to just go for whatever, honestly. I think here I try to U-turn in case he tries to switch into a positive matchup or something. So, yeah. Here, he's going to switch out, I believe. He's going to go into Galvantula. Yeah, he's going to switch it out right here. Here, I basically YOLO and just try to unthaw. Because honestly, I feel like with this 20-minute timer thing being a thing, honestly, I don't think there's any point in me trying to switch this thing out, honestly. I think that if anything, that'll actually be detriment. So I might as well just try here. And if I lose this Inteleon, then I just lose it, obviously. And probably lose this whole match, I don't know. But yeah. So thankfully for me, I actually do thaw out. And I'm going to just take out this Galvantula with Ice Beam. Which is good because honestly, I don't have to worry about the sticky webs now. So here, we're going to see what he's going to want to send out now. I think he sends out the Conkeldurr here, honestly, because I think the rest of his team doesn't really appreciate Inteleon, especially the Ice Beam, honestly. Flabble doesn't appreciate Ice Beam. The, Milotic, he could bring Milotic, but it's not going to be able to do anything, honestly. Like, to Inteleon. At least yet. But he's going to go into Conkeldurr anyway. Here, I was kind of fearing the Drain Punch, and even if he has knockoff, I think with my Runerigus, I think I can take one. Although it did get poisoned by Toxic Spikes, so maybe this was a bad idea too, honestly. But maybe I just wanted to believe that he didn't want to overpredict very early and go for knockoff yet. Because I know I can take one, but I'm not sure if I can take two, honestly. Either way, he does go for Close Combat, which was what I was hoping for. I was hoping that he'd go for a fighting type move, so that I take no damage. And that way I can just go for I believe, rocks. I believe I go for Stealth Rocks here. Because I did want to get these rocks up, honestly. Because now that I got the Toxic Spikes up and the hazards are here to stay, I don't have to worry about being unable to hit these monsters. Because this guy does switch out a lot. And when I can't get any damage because of the switch-ins, I mean, that can get kind of annoying, honestly. So, yeah, here we go. We're gonna basically, you know, do our stick here. I think we're gonna switch out, obviously, because he brought back this Milotic, and I don't want to lose Runerigus because of Milotic. So I'm gonna, I believe, go to Grimmsnarl now, just to start setting up screens as well, so that I can take hits very, very well. Because you saw how poorly the Inteleon took that Ice Beam. if I'm, and I also have Spirit Break on this Grimmsnarl, so if I want to reduce this thing's special attack because this thing does not want to switch out or something, so be it. It'll hit less harder every time. So he's gonna go for Scald right here, and unfortunately, once again, he's gonna get the freaking burn. Like, this man got 2 burns and a freeze. This man is getting way too damn lucky, which is actually really obnoxious, honestly. I'm not a huge fan of people getting a lot of RNG in their favor to the point where it starts to make me lose, you know, like, advantages and whatnot. Either way, I'm gonna go for the light screen right here because a lot of these attacks that this guy has been going for have been special, and it's mostly been special attacks that have been hurting my team more so than physical, honestly. So I figured light screen would be the logical choice here. I think here's where I decided to go for Spirit Break just to kind of lower the special attack for a bit. That way he can stop hitting me so hard. And I think after this, I think the plan was also to send in the Whimsicott, because I actually wanted to, or the Whimsicott, what the hell? The Eldegoss, sorry, it's because the Whimsicott and Eldegoss look kind of the same for some reason. Damn it. But anyway, yeah, Spirit Break here. I don't know if it's me or is this match a little too slow. Maybe I should have sped this up a little bit more, I don't know. But yeah, so obviously here we're gonna just wait for all this toxic damage to rack up. I think here I actually go for the taunt too, honestly, because I figured that this guy's gonna probably just want to set up the recover as well to recover HP. And I think that's exactly what he does. He actually does try to go for the recover here. He actually, you know, wants to be one of those people that actually recover stall to the end. But, you know, I didn't want to any of that, honestly. What I wanted to do was actually force his Milotic out, honestly, so that he actually stops, you know, just staying here, just going for Scalds and Ice Beams, because this Scald from Milotic has always been like really obnoxious, because it's burning literally everything on my team. It's kind of annoying, obviously. I mean, I said that already, but, you know, it's still annoying. Me saying it over and over again doesn't prevent it from not being, obviously. But again, more Scalds, but on Eldegoss it doesn't really matter, especially since it's at -1 and the light screen is up. What I wanted to do now here is actually see if now I can get the Leech Seed up. That way anything I switch in can get some HP back, because you know, this Milotic has just been going for attacks and attacks after attacks. It's lame. Well, it's not lame. It's not lame. I think recovering is lame, but you know, like, I'm trying to get these things going my way, obviously. Oh, and apparently I actually don't go for the Leech Seed here yet. I thought I did. Maybe it was later in the match, but here I actually switch out again because I wanted to get the Regenerator off. Although he actually ends up switching out too, honestly, and goes in the Conkeldurr. I do have Air Slash with Inteleon, and it's actually Specs too. But the reason I didn't go for Air Slash here was because I was afraid of this Conkeldurr actually possibly being Assault Vested. So that means this might survive and then just hit me with a close combat, which I do believe will take out my Inteleon given how physically frail it is. So I didn't want that, obviously. So I'm going to switch out, obviously. And now I'm just going to go into the Runerigus, fearing that Fighting type move again. But he's actually just going to switch out yet again and just go back into Milotic, predicting me to switch in this Runerigus, which is kind of annoying. This makes me super happy that I got the rocks up, because I knew this guy was just going to want to be switching around, honestly, like this. Like, it personally bugs me when people switch out like a lot like that, honestly, but I mean, it is what it is. And plus, he's trying to play aggressively in a way, because this timer kind of like forces you to. So I mean, I can't blame him for switching out a lot, but specifically because of that is why I want to get all my hazards up, which thankfully I did. But here again, I'm just gonna switch back into Eldegoss because again, the recovery and whatnot. He does recover too, honestly, so I take no damage, which is actually really good for me. This was the opportunity I was waiting for, so I can actually get the Leech Seed off, and hopefully this time I don't miss, because if I keep missing, bro, I'm just gonna get angry. I do get angry when things don't go my way, and particularly thanks to the RNG. But yeah, here, yeah, this damn poison, this burn. I could have sworn I sped these parts, but it doesn't feel fast enough for some reason. Oh well. Hopefully this nightmare can end. Yeah, because let me be honest with you, this matchup with Eldegoss and Milotic, this shit drags, honestly. Like, even though the match is going to end by 20 minutes, this match still feels like forever for some reason. But yeah, so here obviously we're just going to go for the I think we already got the Leech Seed off now, did we? I think we did. Yeah, we did. I'm dumb. I was going to say we were going to go for the Leech Seed, but we already did. My dumbass. Okay, I think here we switch out now to get more Regenerator, and my switch in will then get recovery if it chooses to go for another attack. And I think my switch in here is going to be the Inteleon, because Inteleon still resists hits from Milotic, and this time I can actually recover if he so keeps going for more attacks, obviously. Now here I think the plan is to just go for Air Slash, because that's the only attack that I can actually hit Milotic relatively hard, honestly. But I am going to keep getting recovery with the Leech Seed, so I should be fine, honestly. And not a whole lot on his team appreciates Air Slash either, honestly. Conkeldurr will not appreciate it. The Flapple will not appreciate it. This Milotic is the only thing I can hit Milotic with, so. And since it's poison, I can have a chance to flinch it and maybe poison flinch it and whatnot. So Air Slash is pretty good right now for what's left of his team. I mean, the only thing that I might not want to leave Air Slash in is against the Charizard, because I fear that the Charizard might be the G-Max variant. So here I'm going to go for Air Slash. It doesn't flinch, unfortunately, and he does go for Scald. Although I think, thankfully for me, it doesn't get the burn, which is actually really, really good, because I was just, I was afraid of getting a third burn, bro. If he got a third burn, I would have just lost my mind. Thankfully, that didn't happen, and instead I do get some more recovery from this Leech Seed, thankfully. And thankfully, that was also enough to take out the Milotic, so I don't have to worry about another damn poison turn, because, jeez, those poison statuses, or those poison animations, along with Leech Seed and Burn, like, that stuff makes the matches drag, man. This makes me question even more why the hell they actually incorporated a 20-minute timer for this, honestly. They should have made it fucking 80 minutes, damn it. No, I'm just kidding, I don't know. I think 60 was fine, honestly, but, you know, when they include the animations on the timer, because I think with the 60-minute timer in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, the animations weren't included, I think. I could be wrong, though. No, I think they were. Never mind. So maybe 60-minute timer was fine, actually. Yeah, no, I think 80 minutes is too much. But anyways, digression aside, he does bring the Conkeldurr, so obviously we're going to see what we can do. I think I switch out, obviously, because I don't want Inteleon to actually take any hits. I kind of need Inteleon. Inteleon's actually my win condition as long as that Charizard is around. Maybe even for the Flapple, too, because honestly, if Flapple's a grass type, and that can deal with a lot of what I have on my team. It deals with Eldegoss, it deals with Runerigus. So maybe Inteleon is my win condition overall, because I do need Ice Beam for Flapple. I do need Hydro Pump for the Charizard. So yeah, it's looking like I do need Inteleon, obviously. But yeah. Okay, so I switch out here into Runerigus, and he actually goes into Dusknoir. This was like another double switch on his part. I guess predicting me to actually go into Runerigus, and he actually wants to scare me away with this, fearing like a Shadow Claw or something. I stay in nonetheless, and I think I just go for Earthquakes just to get some damage on this thing, just to cripple it and quicker, so that this match can end before the timer does. He's gonna go for Ice Punch, which thankfully does not freeze me, because honestly, I'd be damned if this thing got the freeze. Honestly, wouldn't be able to get damage. Now here, I'm just gonna go for Earthquakes, and I'm gonna keep going for it until I actually get this thing out of the way. Hopefully this thing doesn't have anything like ridiculous like Will-O-Wisp or anything like that to cripple my attack, because otherwise then taking this thing out would just take even much longer, honestly, which is what I don't want. So here I'm just going to go for another Earthquake, obviously, so that way I can take out this Dusknoir already and stop wasting my time. I was thinking about it though, because, you know, he could have still switched in the Charizard. Maybe that's why I was thinking about whether or not I should actually go for it, but I don't really have anything else, honestly. I already got the hazards up. Charizard's immune to Will-O-Wisp. There was really no reason for me to not go for Earthquake here. So he's actually going to reveal the Will-O-Wisp, unfortunately, as well, which sucks, because now taking out this thing is going to be really, really difficult. I think this also renders my Runerigus useless, because I already have the hazards up, honestly. I guess the only thing I can do is still probably hit Conkeldurr for a wee bit of damage, because the Conkeldurr doesn't seem to have anything for Runerigus. He never went for Knockoff, and he never went for Ice Punch, so he probably doesn't even have anything for Runerigus, at least not with the Conkeldurr. And this Dusknoir is almost going down as well, honestly, which is good with me. Thankfully, this doesn't seem to have Pain Split, which is actually good. But here, I think I switch out again for some reason. Not exactly sure why. Not exactly sure why. Maybe because I was fearing another Ice Punch. But I don't know why I would want to switch out the... Oh, actually, I think I switched it out because I wanted to save Runerigus for Death Fodder, I think. And I was hoping he'd go for another Ice Punch. He actually goes for Shadow Snake this time, so I was like, oh shoot. That did a little more damage than Ice Punch, or the Ice Beam did for my Milotic. But I was still able to take it, and I can still use this Inteleon for later, obviously. So I just gotta make sure I don't lose Inteleon, obviously, because right now he's actually getting noticeably crippled. But he is gonna bring back this Conkeldurr once again, so that he can actually like put me in a terrible situation, obviously. But I'm obviously gonna switch out so that way I don't have to worry about it. I think I go into Corviknight right here because I want to see if he actually tries to go for a close combat. I think Corviknight can take a close combat. And on top of that, if he puts me like at the red, I can just go down to Brave Bird and then just bring back Inteleon for Flapple and the Charizard, honestly. Because I think those are like the only months he has left at this point. He is going to go for Stonish, which kind of tells me that maybe he predicted the what's it called, the Corviknight to come. But I guess he didn't want to go for close combat because close combat can lower his defenses. But he is getting crippled by poison either way. I don't know. I thought he would go for close combat, but the plan was to just sack this after going for Brave Bird, just to like take out this Conkeldurr, because this Conkeldurr has been threatening my Inteleon throughout this match, because it's the one thing that can actually hit it really, really hard to the point where it just KOs it straight up, honestly, especially now that it's weakened at the moment. But yeah, okay, now here, I do believe here he's now going to actually go into the Charizard, and I believe this Charizard should actually go for the literally whatever the G-Max move is, that's fire type basically. But the good news is that I do have a lot of mons to fodder. In fact, I have 3 mons to fodder, and even then I will still be in good condition, honestly. Like I don't lose much, honestly. I can sack 3 mons in return for, you know, he could have also preserved his Dynamaxing though, his Dynamax form, because I think with regular Charizard he could have just flamethrowered here, honestly. But he decided to just Dynamax now, honestly, which is fine with me, honestly. But yeah, so here I think I just go for Brave Bird since I can't switch out, obviously. Nothing on my team can switch in on this Charizard, obviously. But for some reason he's actually gonna go for the Max Overgrowth. I don't know why, honestly. He said he was predicting me to switch, but into what? Runarigus? Because that's like the only thing that takes super effective. The Bloom Doom thingy. I don't know what it's called. The Max Overgrowth, I think it was called. Yeah, Max Overgrowth. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I don't. That's like the only thing that can't take it very well. Nor does Inteleon. But I'm not gonna switch in Inteleon on the Charizard. That's my win condition. But yeah, so here I just stay in, hoping he now goes for the fire move so I can go down, because I don't want this match to end before the timer does. Although you saw earlier it was only 2 minutes. Well, now it's 1 minute because time flies, man. Time freaking flies. Okay, so he does take out my Corviknight, which is fine. But now I think I take advantage of this to go into Inteleon, because I think Inteleon is faster than Charizard, obviously, even after G-Max. Well, after Dynamaxing I should be faster either way. Oh, and the fact that he was able to switch up his move kind of tells me that he's not like choiced or anything like that. So I think I'm perfectly fine here. Even if he takes out my Inteleon, I think I still have like the upper hand in with what I have left, honestly. Unless I don't. But I think I did, honestly, at the time. So here I'm just gonna finish this thing off with a I forgot what this is called in Dynamax moves. The Hydro Vortex like move. I don't know what's it called. The Max Geyser. Jeez, it's because I don't know the names of these G-Max moves or Dynamax moves. But yeah, we're gonna use that to take out the Charizard and, you know, win the match effectively, because the timer has already come like to an end basically. The match ended basically on timer because this match was actually dragging way too much thanks to the freaking Eldegoss Milotic shenanigery. So yeah, but we win, which is nice, and it's a nice way to start the whole, like, you know, the whole presentation of these Wi-Fi matches. So he's gonna send out his last mon, which is the Flapple, but that Flapple's not gonna be able to do anything. And even if he did, even if he could do something, I just switch out something to fodder it and then just bring back Inteleon and just go for Ice Beam and finish it off. And on top of that, it's poison with the poison spike, so we could just like even go as far as to just switch around on it with Eldegoss to, you know, poison stall him. But we're not gonna do that, obviously. None of that is gonna happen, obviously, because this timer doesn't really call for that, honestly. But anyway, so yeah, we're gonna win this first match, which is actually really, really nice. Again, it's a decent way to start the whole, you know, the whole portion of the uploads, I guess you can say, for this channel. So that way I can actually, you know, kind of get the hang of it, because I actually still don't have, I'm still not used to the Wi-Fi matches in Sword Shield. But yeah, with all that said, thank you for watching. Like I said before, I'll catch you guys for the next match. For now, just take it easy. Have yourselves a damn good one.